If you're like me, you probably hate being the last person to board a flight. I have 4 easy tips to get you on the plane a lot faster than everyone else. So you don't have to sit there and wait for everybody to board. You don't have to stress over not having room in the overhead bin directly above you, and you can settle in your seat a lot sooner. It doesn't matter if you're booked in basic economy. It doesn't matter if you're literally the last person on the list to board the flight. These tips will get you on the plane a lot faster. I do hate boarding last. These hacks don't cost you anything. Before I give you the 4 easy ways to board your plane a lot faster than everyone else, please subscribe below. I've said in the past, it makes me feel really good about myself when you subscribe. Oh, and when you like it too. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, so if you can follow us there, that'd be amazing. Don't forget to like this video, and here are the tips. The first tip is pretty effortless. Volunteer to give up your seat. Every once in a while, flights will be oversold or they'll be overbooked, and when you're at check-in, you could get a message that says, do you volunteer to give up your seat for cash compensation? More than likely, it happens at the boarding gate, where the gate agent gets on the intercom and says, we are looking for volunteers to give up their seat to take a later flight. Do this. The main reason is because you're gonna get so much cash. Airlines are legally bound to give you cash compensation if you volunteer to give up your seat, and it's a lot of money. So the reason why this applies to boarding early is because when you volunteer to give up your seat, the airlines will more than likely make your next flight very enticing. So that means that you have a really strong possibility of being upgraded to a better seat on the next flight, which includes premium economy, it includes business class, it includes first class. It has happened to me, it has happened to people I know. Not a lot of people know this. Like, airlines are gonna shout it from the rooftops, right? They're not gonna say, oh hey, if you volunteer to give your seat, we're gonna give you a shit ton of money and we're gonna upgrade you to first class. They don't really want to say that. They want to get by with like as little as they can. So another thing is, like, you can negotiate. So if the gate agent says, we're looking for volunteers, when you go up to the gate, you go up to the desk, you can say, yeah, I'd like to do this, but I would love to fly first class on my next flight, or I would love to be the first in the first boarding group. They're gonna do this. I promise you. They're in a rough spot because they need to get people off the current flight. They don't want to make anyone unhappy, but because they're oversold or overbooked, they need volunteers. So in a sense, they're really desperate. My second tip is to consider getting an airline credit card. Now, the reason why I say this is because you get a lot of perks. One of the perks is priority boarding. Now listen, like, they're not all the same. I have a Platinum American Express credit card with Delta. For our priority boarding, we're third to last to board. It's not really priority boarding, but other airlines offer better. For United, for instance, you board before economy and economy plus if you have the credit cards. I know you're probably thinking, well, that's not free because you will be charged an annual fee for having these credit cards. That's true. However, the first year is usually waived free. So do it for a year, whatever. Sometimes these credit cards can be worth it to you depending on what you want. Most branded credit cards will offer you twice the miles for purchases. You can get discounts on in-flight purchases. You get free checked bags, like 1 free checked bag on your flight. That's already saving you $30 for every flight. So the third tip only works for passengers flying Southwest Airlines. They're really the only US-based airline that has a completely different boarding process. Basically, the earlier you check in, the earlier you can board. So as soon as you get that notification on your phone or whatever email that says, oh, check-in is now available, do that as soon as you can because they prioritize those passengers in terms of boarding faster than the other passengers. Basically, to sum that up, the earlier you check in for your flight, the better chance you have of being one of the first to board. The second thing about Southwest Airlines, I was really on the fence about writing about this. I did write a story on how to, get early boarding, even if you're like basic economy or whatever, that goes in tandem with this video. but I was on the fence about it because one of the rules is if you're flying with an emotional support animal, which the airline refers to as ESA, you get priority boarding because you would need special assistance. It is the only US airline that I've come across that offers this. And the reason why I'm 50-50 on it, because I personally don't believe that people with emotional support animals need priority boarding. Other airlines don't do it. Passengers with ESAs will get to board before people who actually paid for early boarding. But yeah, hey, there you go. As you know, I travel a lot with my dog. We board when we're supposed to, and sure, it takes a little bit longer to settle in our seat, but like 5 seconds longer. My last tip, a lot of people don't think about this, but it is such a good idea. Fly a smaller plane to your destination. I frequently go home to Atlanta to visit my family. Out of LaGuardia Airport here in New York, Delta has 14 daily flights, and they're flying the A321. That's a pretty big plane. It holds about 200 passengers. American Airlines, however, flies the RJ90, which is a way smaller plane. That has 99 seats. And so if you do the math, if you're the last person to board on either plane, you will board the American Airlines flight a lot faster because that's 100 less people you have to wait for. And 100 more people to board a plane can take between 15 to 20 minutes. While you technically won't board any faster than people in first class or business class or premium economy, you're still gonna get on the plane faster than if you took that huge Delta flight. From my experience, these planes are cheaper to book when it comes to airfare because there's less demand, there's less seats, and so there you go. Okay, well that's it. I just wanted to do a really quick tip thing for you here. These are very simple travel hacks that won't even cost you anything. So thanks for watching, first of all. And don't forget to subscribe below. As I've said in the past, it makes me feel really good about myself when you subscribe, when I get a new subscriber. I'm very new to this. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a lot of my 15 years of experience in travel and putting them into YouTube video form for tips and tricks and hacks and things you can do to have like a better travel experience. Watch my other videos, leave comments if you need to. Anyway, okay, that's it. So, okay, bye-bye.